Hi, this is Jenna.
And this is Heather.
And this is Conspiracies Unlocked. And today is all about Bigfoot. And you know how I love my cryptids and supernatural stuff. However, there was a problem.
What?
When I went to go research Bigfoot, I thought that Bigfoot was just like one type of monster. Like there were sightings everywhere.
Yeah.
But I thought that they were all just, big hairy gorilla man, right?
Are they not?
No, there's so many different types. They're like different names, like obviously like Yeti, Sasquatch, Abominable Snowman. I always thought those were like the same, just different names, but they're not. And they have so many more names. Like there's one that's just like Wild Man and like Wendigo. And like there's extra names. And so I didn't even know how to present this information, if I should do it by region, by type, by what I was gonna do. I had no idea going into this. And so I am gonna say that this is Bigfoot Part 1. Because
okay.
I know that there's gonna be a lot of Bigfoot episodes. I don't want to do it back to back because I'm gonna get overloaded on it. Yeah. You guys all will get sick of hearing it, and then it might as well just be a podcast about Bigfoot because that is how many different Bigfoots there are.
And
just in America.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Are you just talking about America or
just
worldwide?
In America. Just in America. I got this amazing book and I actually bought a copy of it because it's so great and it's about all different creatures and cryptids in just America. And there's over 50 different ones. There's one for every state.
Oh, wow.
It is so insane. So, Bigfoot's not just one race, quote unquote. It seems that Bigfoot itself is a type of being, animal, or mammal with several different subspecies, like dogs and cats. How oh, that's a dog, but it's a Rottweiler. That one's a Chihuahua. And then cats are tabby and, I don't know.
It's almost different breeds.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Which is, it's kind of like us with different races and stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
But I guess all of our insides are the same. And with dogs, they are not.
Wait, the inside of dogs are not the same?
No, I guess that they are. Well, some are more...
there's male and female.
Well, some are really big and some are really little. Some have to have their tails docked. And humans aren't like that.
That's just aesthetics. They don't have to have it docked. That's just people saying I have to dock my dog's tail.
Well, Piper had to be docked.
Why?
Because she had a condition called happy tail. And she was supposed to be docked as a puppy. But I got her at 10 months old and she hadn't been docked yet. And so her tail was so long that it would, and she was so happy that she broke her tailbone.
Oh, no.
And then it just kept bleeding. So not only was her tailbone broken, but then she would just, it was just, bleeding. It would never heal because she kept wagging it all over the place and hitting it. My whole house was, covered in blood. It was so bad. I had to, as soon as I got her, I had to have her, docked. But that's why her tail... She still had a tail because I wanted to keep her, tail as much as I could. Mm-hmm. Because I like the spots on it. Because I like my spotted dogs.
Yeah.
I'm like Cruella de Vil, guys. I like spots. And
well, you should probably mention what kind of dog Piper
was. She was a Catahoula leopard dog.
So
that's the spots, yeah. She was black and gray and white, and she went with all my clothes and everything.
Like Cruella de Vil.
I know, it's so bad because they have tricolored ones. They have different types of Catahoula, different colors. And I wanted the gray one, so it would go because I always wear black and gray. That's my colors.
So
look what I'm wearing, head to toe. It's black, white, and gray.
You are wearing
yeah, even my fucking Vans are gray and white. Every
beanbags in here are gray.
Everything that I do.
This blanket is black,
I
white, and gray.
I know.
I see a theme in here, Mercy.
Yeah, I'm telling you. If you notice, everything in my life is black, white, and gray, and then they'll be
I'm actually wearing black and gray today.
There'll be a pop of color here and there, a little pop, and that's it. I'm done.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. It's weird. And you noticed that the other day in my closet, you were I see a theme going. It's all black.
And gray.
And gray.
There was a lot of
gray.
Oh, and a lot of clothing with tags on it.
No, you saw one thing.
No, I saw multiple for sure.
Oh, shut up. Oh my God, don't tell Brad. Shh.
There was only one.
Okay, well, anyways, back to Bigfoot. So they are like all different species, or was it species? The species of Bigfoot, the breed of, is it species? Fuck.
Species, race. We don't know.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Breed.
Yeah, different breeds. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
So there's different breeds, and they some like I said have like white hair, glowing eyes. Some live in swamps, and some are just like a giant ape, pretty much. Which it's like a gargantua ape. Wow. Which was a real thing from the dinosaurs times. They had a gargantua ape. Yeah. I thought it was fake because a Jungle Book has a gargantuan ape, the live movie, and he refers to himself as gargantuous.
But that was like a real
like a real thing, yeah, the term that he used, and I found out later in one of the boys' like dinosaur books. Anyways, so the first one that I'm going to talk about is from California, just because like that's where we are. And Bigfoot actually started here in California, Northern California to be exact. And Humboldt, California has the most sightings, and like that's where a lot of marijuana is grown. So it's kind of like, are they seeing shit because somebody's been smoking a little too much, a little too like shrooms and marijuana?
I mean, it's possible because they have reggae on the river up in Humboldt County.
It's like a big deal. It always has been. That's like they have Humboldt weed, like. That's like a brand of weed.
Shout out to Humboldt County.
Yeah, like I always wanted to go there when I was younger. Yeah, they all. What is it called? The wacky tobacco. What's the other one? The laughing grass. Have you been smoking that laughing grass?
No, my mom would say, "Were you smoking those funny cigarettes?"
I like wacky tobacco. That's funny. Anyways, so in 1958, a man by the name of Jerry Crew found the first set of Bigfoot prints. All he had were the prints, hence the name Bigfoot. From there, the news that an overly large man/monster was in California spread like wildfire across America and then the world. So like just boom.
From this one
footprint. And that's where the term Bigfoot comes into play. In other instances, like the Yeti, Sasquatch, those all got their names even prior to this. I mean, there's been sightings forever. But as far as Bigfoot, like what we know as Bigfoot, that term, that is when that occurred.
Okay.
Because he found a Bigfoot print.
Yeah,
so,
that makes sense.
Yeah. So fast forward to October 20th, 1967. Two cowboys by the name of Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin decided to go find Bigfoot. Bluff Creek was the most well-known place that had sightings previously, so off they set with their cowboys and video camera. I don't know why I said with their cowboys. I think I meant to say with their horses. I died because they are the cowboys, so they set off with their cowboys. They brought additional ones? No.
Maybe they
they did not. It was just them two.
What were they smoking?
I think they were on the laughing grass. I don't fucking know. So, spoiler alert, they found Bigfoot. They were out and about, and the horses got spooked, and Bigfoot noticed the men and horses, but didn't seem to care nor mind. And you think about it, like, why would you care? If you're that large, it would be like us coming into contact with a coyote. We wouldn't hesitate. Like, we wouldn't care. Yeah. The coyote would be like, what the fuck, and leave.
Yeah.
So, like, we are like the coyote or the rabbit or whatever in this instance. Like.
But the Bigfoot could probably just, like, push him over
boom.
with, like, their pinky.
Yeah, like. Well, and I found out later, Bigfoot is known. There's a lot of Bigfoots that throw rocks.
Oh my God.
Like, there's some aggressive fucking Bigfoots out there. Like, I always think of them as being just, like, this mild-natured, like, large humanoid
cave dweller.
Yeah, but they can get pretty vicious, I found out. So that's something. But anyways, Patterson grabbed his video camera and got to shooting. He ended up getting almost 60 seconds of film, with Bigfoot walking across the film for 24 of those seconds. This footage would end up becoming the famous quote-unquote pose of Bigfoot, like on the shirts and everywhere that we see Bigfoot. And it's the one with the Bigfoot looking over at the camera while walking forward and swaying his arms.
I can imagine it right now. Exactly.
Yeah, that's like the Bigfoot sighting. Like, everything is that one.
So they, like, took a screenshot from that.
Yeah.
Essentially. And
yeah.
Put it on
it's the only thing that we have that's, like, video.
Wow. I thought somebody just drew that.
I figured that, too, yeah. But, like, even they do a thing on the movie Elf. Mm-hmm. Remember when Elf is walking through and they, like... And they're videoing it, and he looks over, like...
And he's like his arms.
Yeah, and it's, like, the same thing, and it's making fun of this video. Like, it's, you know, like a Easter egg in there.
Gosh, I never knew that.
Yeah, no, I didn't either. So, anyways, so the Bigfoot of, like, California, like, this video of Bigfoot was affectionately named Patty after Patterson, who took the film. So, our California Bigfoot is named Patty. So there's different, there's different, every, like, not a lot of the states have just Bigfoot. Like, maybe 13 of them just have Bigfoot.
Yeah.
But a lot of them have, like, cute little names for them, or Wild Man, because he's trying to kill people, or, you know.
But also, it's like, if you discover something, you get to name it. Like, if somebody discovers a star, like, they'll name it, or...
Yeah, whatever they want to name it, or whatever,
they named it Patty.
Yeah. So, the film was even taken to Hollywood, where they said that they did not have the special effects at the time to replicate it. It looked real, and no CGI was used. So, was this footage of Bigfoot just simply a man in a suit? The world may never know for sure, but there are a lot of skeptics and a lot of those who believe Bigfoot is real and the footage is 100% real.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the footage myself. I mean, I can imagine the image of it, but how far away, like, would there be, like, two men in this suit to make it even big enough? Like, how would you even put the suit on if it was a suit?
Well,
like, there's so many, like, how would that even work?
I don't know if you can tell really how big the Bigfoot is.
Oh, okay.
Because, like, I mean, there's rocks and there's trees, but it's like, well, how big are the trees? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it might be, like a visual...
Oh, yeah.
What's it called?
Optical illusion?
An optical illusion, yeah. Like, where it looks like it's bigger than it is, or smaller than it is, or...
Because I started thinking about, like, you know, like the movies, like the Little Rascals, where they have, like, the kid...
Yeah, the kid! Trying to go to the bank.
Yeah, they put, like, the men's suit over it. Yeah. So I imagine, like, two guys, like, two full-grown cowboys in this, like, suit.
No, there's
trying to pretend, like, they're big butt. I'm like, how would that even work? Like,
it wouldn't.
It wouldn't even work.
I don't know.
I think it's real. Just the fact that I don't think that they would be able to do it. I don't think they would be able to fake it like that.
Yeah, I don't know. And they didn't have CGI. This was in 1967. So it's like they didn't have that kind of stuff then. So, moving on to Oregon, a man named Peter Byrne. I don't know if it's Byrne or Byrne, but I like Byrne. It's Byrne. For this, I'm going to say Byrne, like for the duration of this, because I don't want to say Byrne. It's too hard.
You're putting like a southern twang on it. And he's in Oregon. They probably wouldn't have a twang in Oregon.
No, I don't.
So it probably is Byrne.
It probably is Byrne.
They're probably burning the wacky tobacco. So just go with Byrne.
Sorry if I just like laughed really loud in your ears. I'm sorry. Anyways, so this Peter Byrne made it his like mission in life to find the real live Bigfoot. He went on 3 expeditions in the 50s. This included going to Nepal and finding footprints of Bigfoot at an altitude of 15,000 feet. So let's just play this, let's just talk about that for a second. Hold on, I need to fix the speaker really quick. It's bothering me.
It's a microphone.
Wait. Is it? Oh, it is, huh? Because I'm speaking into it, so I'm calling it a speaker. My bad.
It's not a speaker, right?
It's not. Okay. But isn't that cool that they had, like, expeditions in the 50s and stuff? Like, they were still, like, expeditioning.
And they were, like expeditioning for Bigfoots?
Yeah, like...
That's insane.
I would love to go on an expedition. I mean, I would be terrible at it because I would want, like, a hotel and stuff. And wherever there's a hotel, it doesn't need to be expeditioned. But...
you'd be like, can I bring my nail tag?
My masseuse.
I I was just
Can I bring Naya with me? Shout out to Naya if you're listening.
Who's Naya?
My massage therapist. I love her. She's my favorite.
I need to steal her away from you.
And I would have to take Dr. Gamboa with me, my chiropractor.
Oh my god, I love him.
Yeah, he's good.
He's really good.
Shout out to Dr. Gamboa if you're listening.
Yes, I bet you are. We love you.
So yeah, I couldn't do expeditions, but it would be it's really fun to think about, you know.
Like maybe a day trip.
I think it takes a day to go on an expedition, like just to get there.
You do virtual now, like virtual glasses.
I do. You know what I do is I watch the Jungle Cruise with The Rock. He goes on an expedition down the fucking Amazon.
There you go. Oh no, the anacondas and stuff.
That's why it's virtual, and I get to be with The Rock.
Yeah, okay. I see where you're going.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, good. So in the 60s, Burns went on to direct the Bigfoot Information Center and exhibition in Oregon. This group was sponsored by a man named Howard Curtis, who was the executive vice president of the Academy of Applied Science in Boston, which, if you heard the Loch Ness episode, which should have aired 2 episodes ago, this same school was involved in aiding the search for the Loch Ness Monster.
No way, it's the same one.
All that means is I want to go to school there.
Yeah.
Off to Boston we go. So they're like all into cryptozoology and did I say that right?
I think so because we talked about that.
Yeah,
before,
I googled it. It's cryptozoology.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Burns set up motion detector cameras all throughout the parks in Oregon, and they're still up like today. So he did this like back in the 60s, and he's still up. They're up and they're monitoring and trying to find Bigfoot, but it's only in Oregon. So
it must be like you said, it's a hot spot. So
yeah, but not as good as California. I'm not sure why he's in, I don't know. But anyways, meanwhile, Burns found some hair in the woods of Oregon that he was unable to identify. This is where it gets hairy. No, this is where it gets like really interesting. But he sent the hair to the FBI for DNA analysis in 1976. The FBI laughed it off at first and told Burns that they only use their lab for crimes, not silly supernatural things like this. The FBI pretty much said fuck off and stop wasting our time. However, they were helpful in telling Burns where he could send the hair and that he needed to send supporting documentation and evidence to a separate FBI laboratory scientific analysis section in Washington, D.C. Burns was persistent and kept an open correspondence going back and forth to the point where Burns called the FBI out for withholding information from him and the public. So he eventually wrote the FBI and was like, "What the fuck? Mm-hmm. Why aren't you running this hair? What do you have? What did you run it? Did you find something? What the fuck?"
It's almost like they want to like suppress the truth. Like,
yeah,
they don't want to know because they probably know more than we know that they. You know what I mean? Like they probably already know shit. They just don't want it out there.
So what they told him, the FBI wrote in response to this particular letter, and they wrote to Burns. And pretty much said, we receive letters like this all the time. We have no idea what letter or previous inquiry you're speaking of. Sorry. Pretty much being like, oh, we don't know what you're talking about. We lost it. Whoopsie.
Yeah, like you're just one of a million that we got, and you're nothing.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. So this does not stop Burns from getting the FBI to take him seriously. He used his flex with Howard Curtis, you know, the guy from Boston College. Yeah. Curtis.
And he has that notoriety.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wrote. Curtis wrote the FBI a letter.
Yeah.
Because of the notoriety of Curtis, the FBI listened and actually tested the hair that Burns had set in nearly a year prior.
Oh, good.
Oh my God! So wait, you mean they found it?
Finally,
that's fun. Oh my God! Well, we found it once you called. You must have that special touch. Yeah. So finally, on December 15th, 1976. After nearly a year of letters back and forth, the FBI tested the hair. This was the FBI's response. Literally, I typed it from the letter.
Ooh,
I have the letter. I have all of it.
We should post it.
We're going to post all of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's, yeah.
Yeah.
So, this is what they said. The examination included a study of morphological characteristics such as root structure, medullary structure, and cuticle thickness, in addition to scale casts. Also, the hairs were compared directly with hairs of known origin under a comparison microscope. It was concluded, as a result of these examinations, that the hairs are of a deer family origin.
Wait, deer?
Mm-hmm. Which makes sense, okay? But, so all the documentation is photocopied from the 70s or 80s, so it's all, like, pretty grainy, what we'll post. Mm-hmm. But there's a picture of the quote-unquote deer hair next to a ruler. And this whole time that I keep looking, and I'm looking at these letters, I'm looking at the hair, and I'm looking at this, and all this stuff, and it's not clicking, and all of a sudden I was like, because I was at work doing this, and I turned around to Jackie, and I was like, dude, how long do you think a deer hair is?
Like an inch?
And so I brought out the measuring tape, and I was like, dude, 6 inches is pretty fucking long. Like, that's not a deer. I couldn't picture that. So I actually went online, and it was funny though. I asked Jackie while I was thinking out loud, is 6 inches long for, and before I could finish, she's all, it's average. And I was like, for deer hair, because I was just like typing, and I'm like, is 6 inches? I know. She's like, we're at work, and so she's like doing her own thing, not even paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm not paying attention to what she's doing. I'm just like, hey Jackie, is 6 inches long for? And she's like, oh, it's average.
That's hilarious.
Anyways, so I headed over to the trusty Google and found that deer on average only have fur that is between 1.7 and 2.2 inches.
Wow, I wouldn't even think it would be 2 inches.
It's whenever it's really cold. The site described their fur as being very coarse, stiff, and long. Mm-hmm. So if 2.2 inches is long to deer people, then why the fuck would a deer have 6-inch long fur that the FBI tested and did not question the length of the fur? If anything, the FBI should be out there looking for a giant-ass deer. Like, seriously.
But what if they're somehow in the deer family? I know that might sound strange.
Then they should be looking for a fucking large-ass deer. If they think it was deer fur and there's a 6-inch deer, that means that there has to be a deer that is 3 times the size of the largest deer already known.
Yeah.
So.
But what if the Bigfoot has deer DNA?
Maybe.
Somehow.
I don't know. There's no. I don't know. Okay. But is it even true? Did they even test it and actually find deer fur? Was it something else that they don't want us to know about? It wouldn't be the first time the FBI, government, political parties have tried to cover something up from us. Could you imagine if they came out and said that Bigfoot was real and they had no idea where this hair came from? They would have millions of people rushing to Oregon with guns. It would be like the gold rush, but the Sasquatch rush, and much more dangerous. Like, people would just be like...
Oh, yeah. Everybody would want to be the first one to capture one.
Yeah.
To have proof, be like, here it is, like, you know, have it stuffed, or just capture and just keep it, and like a sideshow freak thing or something. Like, I don't know what they would do with it, but test it. They
would definitely poke it and probably,
it. Like,
they were trying to spear the fucking Loch Ness Monster to get some of it.
Yeah. Just to get a piece of the DNA just to test it.
Yeah. Like, they would be fucked up. Anytime the aliens come in, we shoot them.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, like, it's weird. So, anyways, now that Burns is older, he is still very enthralled with the search for Bigfoot and hopes one day he'll see one in person. However, for now, he says that finding Bigfoot is just merely a hobby. Probably because he spent so much time, money, and effort into it that if he does have a wife and family, they're probably like, we're going to leave you if you continue on this.
Yeah, I mean, it got to the point where it was just like, he couldn't do it as much.
He's like 93 now or some shit.
Well,
so
I really
maybe
hope
just
he,
retired.
Actually catches one before he
dies. Or at least sees it one, like, in person.
I hope he catches one before he dies. Because, like, that's his life's work, so.
Yeah. So what's more spooky about Oregon? That there have been sightings of Bigfoot since pre-settler times. Oh. The Bigfoot website even has over 1,400 sightings from recent years, and this does not include anything pre-internet era. For years and years before 1904, in what is now known as Myrtle Point, There were prospectors. That's what the my source said. Prospectors. Which are like gold diggers. I know, but I've never like heard that term other than in like Toy Story 4 or 3. When everything is a fucking Disney movie to me. So the prospectors back then were encountering a quote unquote wild man in the woods that was huge and scary and spooked them. The first known encounter was when two men saw the wild man and ran into their cabin due to sheer terror. Oh my gosh, I can't. Sheer terror of how large this hairy beast man like monster was. While they were scared out of their mind in their 1800s built cabin made of sticks, probably that the big bad wolf could literally blow it over, the cabin started shaking. Yes, no. The wild man, Bigfoot, scary hairy monster was screaming, yelling, and shaking the cabin. The men inside were more than terrified. One was brave enough to open the door a crack and peek outside when the shaking had stopped. There he witnessed a larger-than-life hairy man walking away. He tried to shoot it, but fucking missed because he was so shaky and shaken up.
Yeah. That's crazy.
A few days later, the Bigfoot came back. This time, there were more men.
Guys, probably like, get the fuck out of here. This is my territory. I would think they would be very territorial.
Yeah, and that's probably why they're so, like, angry and mean. I mean, we would be.
Or what if it had babies or something? It was, like, protecting its babies.
Yeah. Could be, like, a bear primal instinct. I mean, we would do the same thing.
Yeah.
If somebody stumbled onto our yard, we'd be like, get the fuck out.
Built a house
what are you doing?
My cave?
Dude.
Get out of here.
When a spider comes into my house and builds himself a little home, I'm like, Brad, kill it. Yeah. Stick it. Get it out. Yeah, so.
Not happening.
No. So the few days later, the Bigfoot came back, and this time there were more men, and they were prepared, guns drawn. They ran out of the cabin, only to be instantly pounded with the rain of 4-pound rocks being thrown at them by this human-like 8-foot-tall monstrosity.
Wow, you did say rocks, but how many rocks?
They were just throwing.
For how long?
I don't know. But since those incidences, the sightings never stopped. They never went away. And somewhere out there in Oregon is obviously a wild man.
Yeah, for sure. They don't want you in their territory either. So don't build your log cabins near caves and forests.
Which is why I say that we stay out of the fucking ocean. I hate the water. I hate the ocean. It's pretty to look at. But why do we have to get into it? We can't breathe or live under there. We just let the living beings live in the water. Leave the mermaids alone. Leave the whales alone. Leave the monsters alone.
Are you going to do one on mermaids?
I don't know. Should I? Or do you want... Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll probably do one. That would be a me thing.
I think one of us or both of us should do a thing on mermaids.
Sirens. Yeah, that would be fun.
I'm down for sirens. Oh, no, I am going to do one.
Yeah, I thought you were.
Yeah. But they're not mermaids.
Oh, well then I might do real mermaids, since obviously you're not.
Well, I don't know.
So, since we did the first sighting on film in California, we did the wild man in Oregon, and then I just put together a theme. So, apparently we're doing it regional. So, obviously now we're just going to wrap it up by going along the Pacific coast and head up to Washington.
Okay, let's go.
Why not? Here we are. Sightings in Washington State go all the way back to at least April of 1840. When a letter was written by I didn't even spell it right on here. It's a religion. Protestant. Oh, I don't know why I was having Protestant missionary Reverend Elkanah Walker. And he said, quote, I suppose you will bear with me. Oh, should I do a fun voice? It's a long one. I should do a fun voice, huh?
Oh, is this what he wrote?
This is what he wrote.
Okay, so they're in Washington.
Yeah, and it was a missionary that went to Washington to, like, convert all of the, like, Washington...
Where did they come from?
I don't know. It's a Protestant.
Prostitute. I know you want to say prostitute so bad.
I think he came from somewhere in England.
Okay, so you gotta do your accent.
Okay, so I'm gonna do an accent. Well, I can't do an English accent. Maybe I can. No, I can't. I suppose you will hear with... You will be... Yeah?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what Reverend Elkanah Walker wrote home and said, I suppose... Nope, that's the country. I suppose you will bear with me if I trouble you with a little of their superstition, which has recently come to my knowledge. They believe in the... I can only do country. They believe in the existence of a race of giants, which inhabit a certain mountain off to the west of us. This mountain is covered with perpetual snow. They inhabit its top. They may be classed with Goldsmith's nocturnal class, and they cannot see in the daytime. They hunt and do all of their work in the night. They are men stealers. They come to the people's lodges in the night when the people are asleep and take them and put them under their skins and take them to their place of abode without even waking. When they wake in the morning, they are wholly lost, not knowing in what direction their home is. The account that they give of these giants will in some measure correspond with the Bible account of this race of beings. They say their track is about 1.5 feet long. They will carry 2 or 3 beams up their backs at once. They frequently come in the night and steal their salmon from their nets and eat them raw. If the people are awake, they always know when they are coming very near by their strong smell, which is most intolerable. It is not uncommon for them to come in the night and give 3 whistles, and then the stones will begin to hit their houses. The people believe that they are still troubled with their nocturnal visits.
Did you like
yeah.
3 whistles?
I thought about Bobo from the Bigfoot, tracking Bigfoot. Oh, he does like the whistle thing and the rocks
no,
and
he does like the call.
You sound like dying geese.
So, if y'all don't know, I met a very nice man named Bobo at Reggae on the River in 2002.
Didn't you say? Oh my gosh, maybe? That long ago?
And long
that
story
was 21
short,
years ago. You're dating yourself right now.
Long story short, he kept telling me he was going to have a show on TV about finding Bigfoot. And I just thought he was higher than a kite. Because guess what? We all were. It was Reggae on the River. But come to find out, you can still watch his
we watched it
program.
The other day.
He really does have it, and he really is finding Bigfoot. And yeah, it was all real. It wasn't. Jackie, it wasn't just smoking dope.
Jackie, I told Jackie that you met him and everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, have you ever seen this show? And she's like, yeah, because that came out in like 2008 or 9. So she was like 8 or 9.
Oh my
so
God.
she was all into it. And whenever I was talking to her about this, I got to one part and she's all, we need to find Bobo. And I was like, I need to tell Heather. Okay, I tried to call you.
So we just need to like get in touch with my friends that live in Humboldt and see if they are still in contact with him.
Yeah.
Because
that would be so
we
legit.
Could get him on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know
if
Bobo.
we could get Bobo on the show from Finding Bigfoot.
Yeah, I don't know him.
That would be awesome.
I met him once.
He could do his real call.
But he was really fighting Bigfoot.
Yeah, no, we watched a few episodes of it. It was very interesting.
Yeah, it's a fun program.
So more recently, in July of 2000, a forest ranger, David Mills, witnessed Bigfoot. He was deep in the woods inspecting trees in the area when he heard a noise and saw a hairy 2-legged man. When the Bigfoot saw him, he hid behind a tree. Mills claimed he was at least 9 feet tall. When he tried to get closer to the Bigfoot got scared and started hitting a tree with a rock. See, I'm telling you, rocks are a Bigfoot thing.
Yeah, because
that's all they have, I'm sure.
Yeah, they haven't learned how to make weapons. They just use rocks.
There's one Bigfoot in somewhere in the east, like the East Coast area, and he wears clothing, like a top hat. Yeah, weird, huh?
What?
I know. I don't know. Anyways. We're not going to cover that one today, but yeah, it was definitely one that
that's a teaser.
Yeah, that's a teaser.
We're going to know more about that.
Yeah. So Mills ran down the mountain, locked the gate. Oh, yeah. So the Bigfoot was hitting.
Yeah.
He got scared. Like, he could see that Bigfoot was scared and just started to hit the tree with the rock to, like you know, when we see a lion, we're supposed to make ourselves big and scary, even though we're fucking terrified.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. So Mills ran down the mountain, locked the gate, got in his truck, and drove the fuck away. Then he went back and found Bigfoot's footprint. And the footprint was 15.7 inches long and 8 inches wide. So it's a pretty fucking large foot. Although, like, I think some basketball and football players, like, have big-ass feet like that.
I don't know. I've heard of, like, 23 inch, like 23
like Michael
inch
Jordan
shoes.
probably has, yeah, like
I think it's very rare, but I have heard that 23-inch shoes were needed for like a basketball player.
Yeah, and I believe it because they do have big ass feet, but like I doubt they're like hiding in the woods, you know, like they're all
but
playing.
They are like 7 feet tall or something or whatever, almost, because like that's why their feet are so big, because they have to be able to support themselves like a root, like your foot is like your root.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, no, because the size of your foot is, like how tall you're going to be. Yeah. So, if you're 8 feet tall, you can't have a size 4, or 6 foot tall, or 10. I don't know how tall is the largest basketball player. Like, 7. I don't know, but they 7'2". Like, they can get, like, really tall. Yeah. So, anyways, for those who think Bigfoot isn't real, I definitely have a plot twist for you. According to mil.wa.gov, you know, the Washington National fucking Guard. Yeah, that place. Those people have an article that they wrote called The Legend of Bigfoot. I'm going to read you the article.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing, because I tried to like paraphrase it, and it was like making more words than just reading the fucking article.
No, it's better, just to read it the way that they wrote it.
And it is so worth the fucking plot twist plot twist ending.
And
just wait, it's worth the wait.
Like
this is theirs statement. And their website even has it says protect Bigfoot, and it shows Bigfoot walking, and like it's like their thing. So this is what it says: the legends of Bigfoot go back beyond recorded history and cover the world. In North America, and particularly the Northwest, you can hear tales of 7-foot tall hairy men stalking the woods, occasionally scaring campers, lumberjacks, hikers, and the like. Bigfoot is known by many titles with many different cultures, although the name Bigfoot is generally attributed to the mountainous western region of North America. The common name Sasquatch comes from the Salish Sasquatch, while the Algonquin of the north-central region of the continent refer to a Witico or a Wendigo. Remember I told you that was one of the names, Wendigo? Yeah. Other nations tell of a large creature much like a man, but imbued with special powers and characteristics. Oh. The Ojibwe of the northern plains believed that the Rougarou appeared in times of danger. And other nations agreed that the hairy apparition was a messenger of warning, telling man to change his ways.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because it's kind of like your aliens in the Antarctica, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
North American settlers started reporting sightings during the late 1800s and into the 1900s, with the occasional finding of footprints, sporadic encounters, and even a few grainy photos and videos adding to the mystery. Those who claim to have seen Bigfoot have described everything from a large upright ape to an actual hairy human, sometimes standing over 8 feet tall and described as powerfully built. The debate and research continue. Entire organizations exist to study and document Bigfoot and prove its existence, and groups regularly search the Northwest woods looking for that ultimate proof. In one very real sense, however, Bigfoot does exist. Mm-hmm. The Western Air Defense Sector, Washington Air National Guard, adopted the mascot of Bigfoot and operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, monitoring the skies of nearly 73% of the United States and Canada. Just like the Bigfoot of legend, the sector is rarely seen and rarely heard. But rest assured, it continues to observe and, if necessary, serve as a messenger of warning. That is on their website. Go to it.
That's the Western Air Defense Sector?
Of the fucking Washington National Guard.
That's insane. I
So,
mean, it's not insane. It's not in like in a bad way. It's like that's awesome.
Everybody, so you guys can go to mil.wa.gov/the-legend-of-Bigfoot, and it's there. Like, and you guys should go to it because it's a really cool, like, little banner they have of Bigfoot, and it's like, let's protect Bigfoot, or preserving Bigfoot. I don't know, it's all like rainbow, and it's all like friendly with like flowers and cute stuff, and
Wow. So like some people actually believe not only Bigfoot is like they're saying yes, it's real. It's not a hoax.
It literally says
not a hoax.
In one very real sense. However, Bigfoot does exist.
Yeah.
That's literally what they say.
So it's not a hoax. It's been proven. But
when I read this to Jackie, that's when she's like, we need to call Bobo now.
Yeah, and I think Bobo has seen Bigfoot. Like, I know for a fact Bobo has seen Bigfoot because I remember him talking a lot about it, and I remember that he did say that he did see Bigfoot. I haven't watched all of his shows, so I don't know if they ever show Bigfoot on the show. But anyway, what I was getting at too with this is the fact that there's so many, like you said, there's so many different like types that we're just barely like touching on it, and you're gonna do part 2.
And 3 and 4 and 10. There's so many.
But the fact that they're saying it exists, like, I want to know more about like what they found. And like, what did they find? Like, they had to find, like, do they have one?
Not only
like,
that.
Do they like, you know what I mean? Like, there's gotta be.
There has to be, like, they must have gotten one because they're like, they want to protect it.
Yeah.
So it's like, even if they've seen it, they're not going to tell anybody because they're trying to protect it.
Yeah, and they're not going to tell people where they are.
Even when I saw this, I went to, because my father-in-law, like, 2 weeks ago when I was starting to write this, he's like, what are you doing? He came into my office and he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm doing podcast stuff. I'm doing it on Bigfoot. And he's all, Bigfoot doesn't exist. So when I read this, I ran out because he was at work again. I was like, Phil, he does exist. Look, the Washington National Guard is saying he does. And he's all, no, he doesn't. And I was like, well, it doesn't matter if you think he does or not. Your tax dollars are paying for research to find him.
Yeah.
Like, whether you want to believe he exists or not.
Yeah.
You're paying for it.
There is so much out there that the government knows that they do not tell us. So it's not shocking to me. Yeah.
Let me do my sources really quickly.
Yeah.
The book that I was talking about that I'm like in love with that I did buy that I have to start our library collection. It's amazing. It's called Chasing American Monsters by Jason Uffett. Published 2019. OPB News article titled Film Introducing Bigfoot to the World Still Mysterious 50 Years Later, published December 20th, 2017 by John Rosman. SasquatchHistory.com article Bigfoot and a Missionary, published January 9th, 2014. CNBC article He Got the FBI to Test Bigfoot Hair in the 1970s, and this 93-year-old man is still searching for Sasquatch, June 5th, 2019, by Dan Mangan. www.wildlifeonline.me.uk. Deer/fur and molting. Copyright 2023. Wildlife Online. Those are my sources.
Yeah.
I even put in the source for the fucking deer fur. Because I was like, I'm serious.
Bullshit. I think that was bullshit.
What?
That they said it was deer.
Yeah.
I think that was just the
like, you think about it, and it's like, deer, where on the deer would it be? Because, like, that long. Because their hair is so coarse. Like, that's how I always picture it. As, like, you know how pit bulls have that coarse hair? Like, certain dogs have that, like, coarse hair. That, like, stringy.
The only thing I can think of...
If you say the tail or the butt, I swear to God.
No, I was going to say...
Jackie kept saying tail and butt.
No, I forgot they had tails.
I was like, stop talking about butts.
I forgot they had tails like that. But I don't even know if their tails are even that.
That's
like,
what I was...
The tail might be 6 inches long.
But not the fur. Yeah.
I don't think it is. But what I was going to say is you have deer and you have bucks, right? The bucks are like the males. They're like the...
Okay.
Right? Because they're the males.
Sure.
And the deer are the female, right?
Yeah, a doe, a deer, a female deer.
Yeah. So, what about... Now, I don't know if they have this. Do the bucks, the males... Do they call them deers also? Like, would they say this is deer?
Yeah, I think so, because a buck is a deer, right? It's just a male deer.
Okay.
A doe is a female deer.
So, what I'm getting at, playing devil's advocate or whatever you want to say, Could the buck have like a beard like a goat? Do they have that? Because that could be long.
No.
Not a beard, but like something.
Yeah,
on
like
their
a
face.
like a
Not
goatee.
Like not a mane like a lion, but like yeah. Like
Yeah, but that's why they call it a goatee, because only goats have it, or else it'd be called a deer tee.
I don't know if they
or
have
a buck
something
tee.
long around their face.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think they have antlers, and that's it.
Yeah, I know they have antlers.
I think that's it. I don't think it's like a goat, because goats like that, like they have that, but that's why they call it goatee.
Okay, so then no, because that's the only thing I was thinking of is maybe if it was a buck and they had something like on the face.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Like
but
long.
no, when you look at it, you can tell it would be like it wouldn't be that.
Yeah,
it's too straight. Like when you see the pictures of it, you'll see it. Like it's not like that. But dude, the letters and shit and the correspondence, and then the picture that you're gonna post. And I can't wait for you guys to see it. So.
And I really can't wait for part 2 because I want to hear more about it.
Yeah.
This is a good one. I like this.
Do you?
Good. And I do believe in Bigfoot. I do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's some, like, and I thought that it'd just be, like, an easy, like, and I almost, like, I went into it thinking, oh, this is going to be stupid. I'm not going to get that much information or, whatever. Sometimes, like, I don't know if you do this, but I'll start working on something and I'll be like, and I'll switch gears because I'm like, this is stupid. This isn't going to,
like, there's not come of this.
Yeah, this is like, no. And then, oh my God, as soon as I got, like, into Oregon, I was like, oh, and then I got all excited and I was like, oh my God, this is awesome.
I feel like it's just like how when I was getting excited about the USOs and the possibility of having
and
like,
you
aliens,
almost stopped doing it. Didn't you almost stop doing it halfway through?
I almost did because I was like, I don't know, but there were so many eyewitness accounts from Navy. I'm like, it's plausible. And then the other thing too, it's like, just like with the forests, they're so dense.
Yeah,
and they're so
especially
large.
up in Washington, Oregon area.
You don't know what's in there. We don't know what all the animal species are.
Yeah.
Big and small.
Oh, so whenever I was doing the Loch Ness Monster, I was reading about how how one of the thoughts was that it could have been like a dinosaur that survived.
Oh, yeah, the
Plesiodorus or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, while I was researching all that, I found them finding an animal that they thought was extinct in like northern Washington, like somewhere along like the Canada border.
Yeah.
And
it had survived after all.
And something, and they found like a whole group of them. And it's happened more than once in recent history, that they keep finding animals that they thought were no more, and now it's out of the extinction, and it's like, they're like, oh, just kidding. They've just all been hiding, like under this rock or in this patch or whatever, and there's actually 5,000.
Before too, where they think like there's like a certain, I don't know which bird, but like I've heard that with birds where they think it's like a certain kind of bird. And they're like, oh, maybe they died off, but then like, no, they just like migrated somewhere else for, I don't know where they went. But
to
then,
some
like,
island that we haven't found or whatever. Yeah, exactly. And so, I definitely think that there's a lot more out there than we know. And people go into the woods and they get lost all the time. Like there's like just, like, and you hear about too, like 50 miles of woodland that you can't even drive through.
What about like the Amazon? We don't know what's all out there. That's
God, you freaked me out the way that you sat up. It was like you she just like shot up like she saw like a ghost coming into the room. Like my heart dropped for a second. Like I'm having a minor heart attack. Can you just hold on? I'm having a stroke here. Well, it's like fuck.
The thing is like not only like the plant life, but like on every level, from like a little bug we haven't discovered,
microbe or whatever,
to all the way to the biggest thing. I mean, there's complete like civilizations of people, that tribes that we don't even know anything about, that like they'll try to shoot a plane down with an arrow because they're like, get the fuck out
what
of
is
here.
That? They think it's an alien.
Yeah,
like they're like, what is
aliens,
that? Yeah.
So
there's so many places like that we're not even allowed to like go to because they're just living their life and
if these are all over the world,
so
they're out there.
They're definitely out there. So that's our story for this time. Heather's sleepy time story was her Bigfoot story. She got all cozy. We got all cozy on our couch in our new studio, and she's all like got a blanket and pillow, and she's like, I'm ready for my story now. Ready for story time. But it's Saturday night. We don't usually record on Saturdays. Usually it's a Wednesday thing.
Yeah, it is Saturday night. I had to come. So.
Yeah, she had to be here, and I also called her at like midnight last night. I was like, I'm so excited about Bigfoot. Let's record tomorrow. So we're a little off today. But anyways, we hope you enjoyed the show. And if you've seen any Bigfoots, let us know because we want to know all about your experiences in everything. And
you can email us your stories or experiences, thoughts at conspiraciesunlocked@gmail.com. And we are, all of our socials are Conspiracies Unlocked.
TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We don't have a MySpace. MySpace is old.
I don't know if people would know what MySpace is.
I don't think they would. Mm-mm.
No.
So, okay. Have a great rest of your Thursday, and we're gonna go on with our Saturday evening.
Thank you.
Have a great day, guys. Bye.